Hey guys, it's Kendra with Mind Body Physique, and welcome to my vlog. Thanks for being here with me today. And so since about Saturday, this past Saturday, when that new moon in Scorpio came in, there's been a lot of things that have been kind of brought to my attention on my own self-healing and self-growth, and you guys know I'm all about that, so I want to share it with you today. And if you know a little bit about me, you know that I moved from Oregon this past year back to my hometown in Naples, and it will be the day after Thanksgiving that it has been a year that I moved from Oregon back home. And so these past couple of weeks have really brought in a lot of different emotions for me that are asking to be seen and acknowledged and released. And for the most part, I feel like I've done really good on it, but there's still a few things that are kind of hanging around, which is normal. So on Saturday, with that new moon coming in, I went down to Goddess I Am. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's off of Goodlet and 3rd Street, and I went down there. It's a crystal store, originally to get a girlfriend a birthday present, and they ended up having a psychic fair that was going on, and so I was like, hey, I'll get a reading, that sounds fun. I wasn't really reading for anything intentionally. Like sometimes when I do go, I want like a specific answer for something, but this time I was just kind of like, whatever, let's just see what this person has to say. And so I sat down with a woman, her name's Samantha, and she's a shamanic intuitive and a lot of other specialties she works with, but a lot of it's just like insight and guidance that she kind of receives on her own, very clairvoyant. And she basically, the first thing when I sat down, she looks at me and she's like, the reason you're not allowing certain relationships to come through into your life is because a lot of people look at you as like kind of like one of the guys, or like super tough, or like a little brother sort of view. And I kind of laughed because I was sitting there with my snapback on, my Vans on, just being myself, and I was like, well, maybe she just got that impression from me, you know. But as she kept talking and getting more in depth about what she was receiving, it started to resonate with me. And there was this moment that I felt really vulnerable, and that's what I want to talk to you guys today about, is being vulnerable. And it's vulnerable for me right now, if you can't notice, like talking about this. That's why I felt so called to do it. And so anyways, that moment where she was speaking those words to me, there was a part of me, it's like, no, you know, this is just me, and this is just me, and I just want to kind of like blow it off, like whatever. And to an extent that is me, but what she was saying was that I have a tendency, when it comes to talking about my own emotions and something that maybe isn't easy to speak about, my pain or my emotions, that I kind of hide behind this this kind of image. And I can't deny that. I definitely do. It's not easy for me. If you're in my life closely, you know that I'm the one that likes to help people fix their problems. If you're my friend or someone in my life, you know that I love when you come to me and talk to me about your issues. I'm the one that wants to be there for you and help you, and I'll have hopefully all the right words and guidance for you. But if it's the other way around, for me reaching out, it's like, it's really hard for me, and I'm trying to figure out why it's so hard for me to be vulnerable and to allow other people to see that aspect of me. And it's almost like when it comes down to my own wall that I have, or my own my own depth within me, it's it's scary to just really, I guess, put myself out there and be criticized or be told that it should be rather this way than I'm going. But you know, I don't even second guess, which is crazy to think when I help other people that they're doing the same exact thing. They're having to put down a wall and be vulnerable with me and open up. And I guess I expect that from other people. Not even like consciously like expect that, but it's like, I don't know why it would be so hard for me to just like kind of like, why can't I just drop those walls and listen to other people and the wisdom and the insight that they have for me. And so with being vulnerable, I'm finding that when we're able to be vulnerable, when we're able to put down our walls, there's so much that we can learn. We can learn about our own intentions. And I feel like that's something that not only me, for sure, but definitely the world, to be able to take a look at our own intentions for things and ask if they're authentic behind them. And I feel like if you are being authentic with your intentions, there's going to be times where you have to be vulnerable, where you're not going to have the answers and you're not going to be able to say the right thing at the right time. Like, it's a give and take of yin and yang. So yeah, that's something that I'm really focusing on right now in my own life, and I'm sure many of you are too. And I feel like there's a lot of people that are maybe on the opposite spectrum, where because I feel like I've been there, where I'm and maybe this is why there is a blockage for me, is I've been on the other side where I'm so receptive to people's emotions and want to make them so happy that I just kind of like give myself to anyone to give me that I can help, you know, that I can love and expand and help them with their own issues. But when it comes down to it, it's like we need to almost really know, like, specifically where our boundaries are, of where we're being too vulnerable versus not vulnerable enough, and find that nice line where we're still learning and growing and giving and receiving, and we have this cycle that's going, rather than just being stagnant. We're just staying here if we're only drinking from one side of the well and not refilling it. So yeah, listen to your intentions, listen to your intuition. For the past 4 weeks, I've actually been really, really focusing on meditation, and I'm sure you guys think I already do that, but it was something that I never really did unless I practiced yoga. But now I'm like actually really sitting down for like 10 minutes, 20 minutes every day, and which is vulnerable for me, just sitting there, not controlling over my situation, just being there, which is really, really making me aware of this tendency that I have to not allow myself to be out there. And so if you guys need any insight with meditation, or you need any help on that, like, don't hesitate to reach out. I like a lot of guided meditations. So if you're looking for something like that, let me know. But yeah, thank you guys for being here with me, allowing me to be vulnerable, and I hope that it inspires you to also be vulnerable and listen to those soft spots, and remember that sometimes people want us to be vulnerable, not so they can turn around and hurt us, you know, which we think that's what's going to happen when we are vulnerable, but like they actually really want to help us and like bring wisdom and insight and guidance into our lives. So I hope you can take a little bit from this today, and if you have an issue being vulnerable, like, feel free to comment below or reach out to me, and we can work through this one together. All right, guys? I hope you all have a lovely Thanksgiving and a beautiful day, and thank you again for being here with me.